Fabulous executive living bordering Oak Mountain State Park. Colleen and David Black, Keller Williams Realty, 356-5412. Call on Colleen.
This is the Weather Xtreme video for Sunday, August the 2nd. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters, and once again in Cheehaw, as we look at the sky cam, it is just plain visibility down to zero. You can see that we're just looking past the top of the restaurant up here. And it seems like it's raining, but it really isn't. There's just so much moisture collecting on the trees, and as the wind blows, all those drops fall. Seems like it's wet. You can see the fog is lifting as we look at the 280 camera from Inverness. And then let's go to a spot that's still cloudy, but at least it's not foggy, and that's looking at the camera from Decatur as we look over the Tennessee River. On the surface map this morning, there is a surface boundary lying across the area, and that is bringing a number of showers and thunderstorms. As a matter of fact, we had quite a wet day yesterday. And, of course, here's the culprit. We've got an upper trough whose trough axis is now just a little east of the Mississippi River. Temperature-wise this morning, we're still mild, lower 70s for the most part, with a few spots like here at Cheehaw getting into the upper 60s. As I mentioned yesterday, we had a good deal of rain, and you can see from the storm total precipitation estimate from the Shelby County Doppler radar, the NEXRAD, you can see that there was quite a variability in rain. I had about 0.6 of an inch at my house, and some spots getting a good deal more. Looks like the rain's going to be ending today for the most part, although with the moist atmosphere, we still can't rule out the possibility of an isolated shower, but it looks like Monday and Tuesday should be essentially dry. Storm Prediction Center outlooking slight risk for severe along the eastern seaboard, all the way from Massachusetts and southern Vermont, all the way down to South Carolina, and then a couple of spots out there in the Oklahoma-Texas panhandle and up in the South Dakota area, as well as Wisconsin. So, and then kind of an unusual one to see out on the northwest coast of the U.S. But while the U.S. is somewhat active in the tropics, things remain inactive. All right, let's get to the 06Z GFS model run. And here we go with the surface map for today. And the bottom line is it does look again like it's going to be cloudy and wet, although mild. In the upper atmosphere by Monday, the upper trough is doing a couple of things. One, the main trough axis finally seems to be shifting a little further east, as well as the trough, the amplitude of the trough pulling back just a little bit. That pretty much continues on Tuesday, and that's why I think for both days, isolated would be the best. I think for the most part we will be dry, and we will also begin to warm up a little bit as we have a few less clouds. By Wednesday, the trough axis is really on the eastern seaboard, but we've got some still little impulses moving through the flow, as you can see, one over northern Mississippi, and that means as another weak front comes into the area, I think Wednesday we could see more like scattered showers. By Thursday, the trough axis is definitely getting off into the Atlantic, and we're beginning to get under more of a high pressure pattern, and that really becomes evident on Friday. So I think I mentioned yesterday something about no heat, but now the GFS is suggesting that we're going to get into that heat bubble for the southeastern U.S., and for the most part, I think once again for the weekend, the end of the week and into the weekend, it looks like we are going to be getting back into isolated showers. By Saturday, the upper high is really beginning to take hold strongly, stretching all the way from the Bahamas all the way up into the Memphis area. And that pattern pretty much stays with us on Sunday. So it looks like next weekend could be a good deal warmer. I still think maybe lower to mid-90s, and we'll have to watch this. It may be just a little bit more than that. And with the high overhead, we might see an isolated shower, but as you see, the GFS is not suggesting much. Now, let's go out into Voodoo, and the upper ridge maintains itself, although it kind of splits here, so it's a little bit weaker around the 13th. And then by the time you get to the 17th, holy mackerel, Batman, look at the amplitude of that ridge. Whoo! All the way from the tropics all the way up into south central Canada. Isn't that amazing? But that would mean mostly just isolated showers. Well, appreciate you tuning in. I expect to be filling in for James this coming week, and so there should be one a day for this upcoming week. So I hope that you have a great week, and Godspeed.